Hey everyone, how's it going? I thought I would try doing a commentary over a relatively high ELO match I had in this past weekend's Trials of Osiris. The opponents were definitely above average. Two of their ELOs were in the 1700s and their last guy was in the 1400s. So to start off the match, our teammate goes down middle street and a miscommunication on the revive gets me picked, and we're in the 1v3, which is never a good situation to be in. While our teammate holds out, I will say that we ultimately do win this match, although I start off playing pretty poorly, but my performance gets a lot better as the match goes on. He gets a nice snipe on one of their guys, and we're just trying to provide as much relevant information to him as possible. He gets a nice clutch revive here, and I revive as well and just try to do something before going down. And sure enough, we're back in the 1v3, which is never a good situation to be in. Our teammate makes a pretty good effort here, but we do drop the first round, unfortunately. So while there's a bit of a lull in the action, I'd like to talk a little bit about the build I'm using this match. Normally for Trials, I main a Voidwalker, but obviously for this game, I was on my Hunter, pretty much just because I was playing for fun at this point in the weekend. My primary is the Red Death, and while it's not the most meta gun, it's still fairly competitive, I believe. My secondary is the Irene RR4 that I picked up from the Gunsmith a few weeks ago. It has Outlaw and Unflinching as its two primary perks. On the whole, 1,000-yard stare versus Irene debate, if you can call it such at this point. The 1,000-yard stare is the superior option, without a doubt. I just picked up an Irene fairly early on in the Taken King, and grew to like it. I think it has a decent perk set, and it's a bit of a different gun to be using. So right now we're in a bit of a stalemate. We've held back to grab special. We're kind of just mirroring the enemy team movements. I get a decent snipe on this guy, but we do a poor job of orb control, and they get the revive, and the round gets a little chaotic, I should say. I somehow get a throwing knife kill on that guy, and I'm weak. I should have backed off, but I end up trying to challenge this guy. He, of course, brings me down, but my teammates do a good job of cleaning up for the round win, which puts us at 1-1 going into the third round. Something that I think our team did well throughout this match was communicate. Even though Trials of Osiris has been out for a long time, the fundamentals still remain important, and good communication is critical to really any match. A lot of times, good communication and good teamwork can overcome superior gun skill, although that's not always the case. So right here, my first teammate gets picked, and my second teammate goes down shortly thereafter. I mess up the revive. He said he was ready, but I misjump, and they catch onto it and get a decent revive kill. We're back in the 1v3, and unfortunately I don't clutch the round. I do a pretty poor job of pulling them off, but the 1v3 is a tough situation for really any player, and I'm not that dissatisfied. So we're down 1-2 going into the fourth round, and we really don't want to let them run away with this match with another round win. We decide to stick with the same strategy this time. I head up into the second story of this collapsed building here. And as I peek around the corner, I see that they're challenging this way. I pick their Warlock off and push up to deny the revive. I see that they have a second player up in this room here. I'm not sure how this guy doesn't kill me. He was in a fairly decent head glitch on me, but he missed his shots and I didn't. I push up again to deny the revive, and right here I actually make a mental mistake. I forget to keep track of the Warlock and his self-revive. He gets a good push on me, and I just dip out because he has a huge advantage over me in that situation. So we're kind of in a little bit of an awkward gunfight here. We're in a pretty vulnerable position, and they are in a much better position. In retrospect, I should have popped my super here. That's kind of a theme you'll notice throughout this whole match, is that my super gameplay could use a lot of work in practice. I get tethered, but I still put shots down range, because even though you're tethered, you can still be dangerous. We get the revive and clean up their last guy to tie it up going into round 5. We actually got a bit lucky that last round. Never underestimate the value of positioning. Near the end of that round, we were down in a very vulnerable gully, and the enemy team was much better positioned above us, and that could have easily been a round loss for us. This round, I make a pretty dumb decision and kind of just blindly walk into a high traffic known sniper lane, and of course he gets the pick on me. He's on my orb right now. The enemy team is pushing up. They take out my second teammate here, and contrary to my super game, this teammate of mine makes a very good play with Golden Gun to keep us alive this round. He gets 2 decent kills, obviously pushes for the res. He gets our teammate up, and he was going to get me up, but didn't happen for whatever reason. Our third teammate gets me up, and right here I get kind of an odd triple kill that I'm not quite sure happened. I mean, I picked one off with the Red Death, I got a body shot on the other with the Irene, and I guess the third guy landed on my grenade. Either way, we finally have taken the lead going into heavy round. So for heavy round, we decided that we were going to split up. They were going to go for the indoor heavy on the left, and I was going to head for the heavy on top of the shack out here. When I peek, I see that all 3 of them are over here, so I communicate that to my teammates and let them know that their heavy should be totally clear, and then I'm just going to try to delay these guys as much as possible. This is another instance where it would have been really beneficial for me to use my super. I just straight up didn't, and that's a poor judgment call on my end. So they get the revive, but the important thing is that they grabbed heavy pretty late in comparison to my teammates, and so they're all clustered up. As a result of that, my teammate gets a nice double kill to put them in last Guardian standing. One of our teammates did go down though, and so I'm trying to move over to get that revive while our teammate cleans up with rockets. They do get a little bit of a revive train going, but they're in such a rough situation that they really can't recover. Once again, positioning here, I'm in a pretty good spot and they are not, and we win the round and go into the final round. At this point in the match, we're really just wanting to close it out and not allow them to make any form of a comeback, so we decide to switch up our strategy a little bit. I, in particular, changed up my route, which I think is something that is important that you should always be doing. So I push out through a little bit of a different angle. This guy has tunnel vision and completely does not notice me. And I call out to my teammates that the remaining 2 guys are up in that sniper room up there. We get into a bit of a gunfight. We go down 1, they go down 1. I tag him with the Irene and then take advantage of quick draw and single point slaying and finish him off with the Red Death for the win. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that made it this far in the video. Let me know what you guys think. All 5 or 6 of you at this point, I believe. This was obviously my first go at doing a commentary over a gameplay, and there's, I'm sure, areas where I could improve. So let me know what you guys think. If you like this, I can try to do more of it. If not, let me know what I can do to improve. Either way, thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and have a good day. Take care.